You're listening to Three Kitchens Podcast, hosted by home cooks Aaron Walker and Heather Dyer.
We're on a mission to inspire you to try something new. Let's all learn to cook better and eat great food.
So for this sweet treat that I have in mind, I will try something I've never made and have never eaten as far as I can recall, and that is a mille crepe cake. Here we are again. Welcome to Three Kitchens Podcast. We are your hosts here on a Tuesday morning in January. Not sure when it's going to come out, but hopefully it's a nicer morning in another month when maybe it's not as gloomy.
We can only get more sunlight.
Although I think listeners probably already know, my name is Heather, and this is Erin, my co-host.
Hi, Heather.
Hi. And we're kind of on a little bit of a roll. This is our second recording of this day when we are talking about sweet treats. It's the time of year when you feel like you need just a little pick-me-up. It's a long time between what I kind of think of as major holidays, like Christmas and then Easter.
Yes.
Because I don't count Valentine's Day, really, do you?
No, it's not a holiday in any sense of the word, according to me, but that's...
Yeah, it is an excuse.
It's a good reason to have a sweet. Like, I think Valentine's Day, and I'm like, something sweet.
Otherwise,
what's the point?
Exactly.
Oh, right. Commercialized love. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Commercialized love. A bit like forced fun. I remember from my corporate life, I had a coworker who called that forced fun, which is totally what it is. And that's what Valentine's Day feels like a little bit. It's like forced romance or commercialized romance.
Yeah, I had a job once, and we would make everyone like have lunch once a week, and it was called mandatory fun time.
Yeah. Real fun.
I feel like I'm starting to institute that in my house now too. Like, because my children are too cool to hang out with their parents because they're teenagers. And so we're like, mandatory family time, mandatory board game night, mandatory hug from your mom.
Mandatory hug. Oh, wow. Sometimes you got to do that. So for this sweet treat that I have in mind, I will try something I've never made and have never eaten as far as I can recall, and that is a mille crepe cake. Are you familiar?
I've not heard it called that before. I've always just heard it called crepe cake, or crepe. Oh no, it's a French word.
Crêpe, I believe, is the French. And even then, my pronunciation is probably terrible. We can say crepe. We can do that since we're English speakers, and crepe is perfectly good for us. The mille means million. I think it's an exaggeration.
I'm gonna question your translation of French. Is that million or is that 1,000?
Oh, geez, you're right. It's 1,000. You got it.
I knew something about French. And
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Amazing.
I have it in my head that meal sounds like million, obviously, because
It sounds like million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Sorry.
1,000. 1,000 is still too many. Okay. Yep. No, push up your glasses. Take the win. You're absolutely right.
Nerd alert.
Nerds. That's good. See, when we talk about sharing a brain, this is what we mean. One of us has to pick up the slack when the other one's brain malfunctions. Yeah. So typically a crepe cake is more like, apparently the sweet spot is between 20 to 30 crepes.
Okay.
Nowhere near 1,000 or 1,000,000.
No.
But still quite a lot of crepes.
Yeah.
Right? And in between each layer is a very thin layer of typically pastry cream.
Ooh.
Vanilla is the classic flavor. So vanilla pastry cream between crepes, they're all stacked up. And then you slice it like a cake so that your cross section is little stripes, right?
Gotcha.
So somewhere along the way, Japanese pastry chefs adopted this cake, as it seems they do for many recipes around the world. They take them and then like zhuzh them.
Yes.
And create different flavor profiles and kind of make them their own and then like make them famous somehow. I don't know. Like you see cheesecake, regular old cheesecake. Then when you go to the Japanese cheesecake
Yes.
bakeries, it's like a whole other level of like shapes and designs and colors and flavors. And
Yeah, it's like everybody adding in their specialty. Here, I'll bring this recipe, you bring that recipe, and then we'll see what we can make together with it. And then you come up with this like new wonderful creation that meshes the two together.
yeah, they seem to be the like experts with fusion often. Right?
Totally.
So I believe, from what I've read, Japanese pastry chefs, pastry artists have kind of made it famous, but it's originally a French cake. And so it doesn't just have to be vanilla between the crepes. It can be any flavor you like. Now, having never made a pastry cream, I'm not sure if I should try to get creative.
What is pastry cream?
Okay, so from what it's like custard. It's like a cooked, in this case, vanilla, if you're going vanilla, cooked vanilla custard. So you have cream, egg yolks, flour or cornstarch, I believe.
Okay.
I don't have any recipe in front of me, but so you mix the one and then you put the heavy cream into the warmed cream into it and you whisk it all together and then it has to set to make like that custard. Yes, this stresses me out, how how I do when it comes to anything.
Feel stressed by this.
You don't want it liquid running off those crepes. You want it to hold a nice uniformly thin stripe between, right? That layer between the crepes.
Okay.
Crossing my fingers, everybody. Yeah.
So what kind of flavors are you thinking of putting in here?
I don't know. I mean, things sound so yummy and I kind of I want to experiment, but then I also kind of think maybe I should stick with vanilla and just like try to make sure I get the pastry cream right instead of trying to make it creative. I don't know. I also kind of like the idea of having like two flavors and alternating them and having it look.
That's a cool idea too. Yeah.
I don't know yet. I had been looking and every time I come across a new one, I'm like, strawberry, that sounds fun. Or like some of them just even have fruit layered in with the cream, like vanilla and mango. Like little thin slices of mango in it. So, oh my gosh, I think you could do it like so many different ways. I have to decide and like commit.
I have only ever used custard powder.
Yeah, the Bird's custard powder. I know, and I've only ever used it for bars.
Yes.
I do have some though. Oh, Nanaimo bar crepe cake would be really tasty. Okay.
All right.
I'm getting distracted now. See?
The hungry is taken over. Okay.
Erin, I don't even really have experience making crepes. So this whole thing is...
Crepe batter is like a 2-to-1. So 2 cups of liquid, 1 cup of flour, and like a bit of salt. Like it's almost nothing. Oh, and egg. There's egg in there too. Can't remember how many. I make crepes sometimes for my kids in the morning because they're spoiled, rotten beasts.
They sure are. I love crepes, but I don't think I've ever made them.
They're actually really quick to make.
Well, I hope so. And I might need to borrow your nonstick pan.
Yes.
Because I don't have such a thing. Don't know how that has happened.
I'll send my pans your way.
Yeah.
And you can choose which size.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a larger one and a smaller one.
I'll see what the recipe says.
Okay, this is fantastic.
Oh,
I love this idea.
Okay. Wish me luck.
I bestow the luck upon you.
Yes, senor.
Senor?
Senora. I don't speak Spanish. Where'd that even come from?
Hey listener, have you visited our website? You'll find our entire catalog of episodes. Can you believe there are more than 170 of them, including the Speakeasy cocktail series and almost all of our recipes?
It's easy to find. Just type in www.threekitchenspodcast.com or check the show notes for a link. Now let's get back to the show. All set. Let's talk about how to make a crepe cake.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, because you want to go make it?
because I want to go and make it, and because it was absolutely adored over here. And a couple of members of my family may have eaten it too fast and said, I don't even remember what was in the filling, but it was really good. I
Well,
didn't
well,
take time to notice.
I hope you noticed. Did you notice?
Well, this is what I was like, what is this filling? And everyone was asking me because I was sharing this. I was like, check out what Heather made. And everyone's like, ooh, what is it filled with in the layers? And I was like, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. So let's quickly talk about making crepes. It feels like everybody but me has made crepes before and so knows how to make them. And this is not like rocket science. Um, the recipe I used was all purpose flour, eggs, milk, melted butter, granulated sugar, salt, and vanilla. So we have a sweet crepe, and I used vanilla paste, which can sometimes have a bit more of an intense vanilla flavor. And it also
yeah.
doesn't add any extra liquid. If that matters in a recipe, I don't think it matters in this one, but for some, you might find a paste more useful.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're just gonna mix that all together to make a batter. And then the recipe that I used recommended putting it through a sieve to get out any lumps.
Uh,
And so I did. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I don't want lumps in my crepes. I don't know if it helped or didn't, made any difference at all, but I did. Then using the lovely nonstick pans that Erin lent to me, I used the smaller one, which I think is about 8 or 9 inch. Would you say?
yeah.
Something like that, 9 inch probably. I didn't measure it, but
Yeah. It's the smaller one. That's my preferred crepe pan as well. So,
yeah, I think
agree.
it's a good size for this cake. If you
Mhm.
just look at the pan, if you're trying to decide, look
Mhm.
at the pan and think, how big do I want a cake?
Yeah.
If you want it even bigger, then go for a bigger pan. But if you want, that's a pretty standard cake size, I would say,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like a layer, think layer cake.
Yeah, like
Um,
most of your springform pans are 8 or 9 inches. So perfect, right?
yeah. Okay, so I did what you had kind of told me, which is to kind of put about a quarter cup of batter in the pan and swirl it so that it very thinly coats the bottom of the pan.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know what kind of kitchen wizard you are. I mean, I know you are a kitchen wizard. I know you've got some tricks up your sleeve. There was no way that was moving. You know how you said when you can shake it and it moves in the pan, it's done? Not one. This is not moving. And I even put this recipe said to just kiss the bottom of the pan with butter, like the tiniest little sweep of butter on the bottom. Um, the first couple I did was a bit of a mess. They were not moving. There was no, and by the time, so if I just left them there thinking, oh, well, they have to lift the way
Yeah,
Aaron
yeah.
said, it was like so dark and crispy. I'm like, well, I don't
Sorry.
want crispy layers in my cake. I want soft crepes in my cake, right? Crispy edges, sure. Not anyway. So I'm like, I don't know why it's not working for me, but Aaron is probably better at this, but that's okay. So what I did was when the edges started looking brown and they looked like it was kind of
Mm.
curling just the
They kind
littlest
of come
bit.
up from the sides, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Then I just slid my spatula, got it underneath enough to like kind of lift it, stick my spatula under, give it a flip, an extra 20 seconds maybe on the other side, and then I just flop the whole thing out onto a plate. So
Perfect.
I would guess that they took maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes per crepe. You think? I don't know.
That sounds
I didn't time it, but it took me quite a while to get through this whole bowl of batter.
yeah.
It was probably over an hour of making crepes. I don't know. I'm just not like a machine cranking them out.
It takes
Next
what it
time,
takes, right?
yeah, next time I'll be faster because I won't have the trial and error of the first few and getting my temperature right on my
Yes.
gas burner, always
That's
an
what I
issue.
assume would have been the hardest part is figuring out the temperature for your gas burner. Yeah.
Yeah, because you want it, as this so helpful recipe says, not too hot and not too cold. It's the Goldilocks in the temperature. Like, helpful.
Yeah, that's
Not.
real nice. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. I won't
This
even tell you
temperature is
what belongs.
very specific. Find the specific temperature. I think everyone's stove is different, so it makes sense to say that, but it's also kinda
Yeah, when it's your first time making them, it's like, well, that doesn't help me. But anyway, I it did take a little fiddling in the beginning, so I probably spent more time in the beginning just trying to figure shit out like that. So next time I make them, I will be practiced and I'll know
you'll be
what
the
I'm doing.
crepe master.
Crepe master. Okay. As I went along, I found like some of them maybe I had just slightly different um, amount of batter or slightly different swirling happening, but some of them were a little smaller, some were a little bigger. Um, and I just was keeping in mind that when I was going to put them together into a cake, I would try to alternate a little bit so you don't have all the big ones on the bottom or all the small ones on the bottom or
Right.
so that in the end your cake is fairly sturdy. Like you don't want it to slide or
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean, or have weird bigger layers or
You don't
whatever.
want suddenly to have, like, a layer that flops out or a layer that makes it cone-shaped. It was fairly even and
It does get a
cylindrical
little cone shaped.
a
But
little
that's
bit.
how if you look at pictures of this type of cake, they all do
Mhm.
a little bit as they go, which I actually think looks cool when you cut into it and it's sort of like this slight
The
top.
way it looks when you cut into it is truly incredible.
I should
That
put a
was
picture in here.
yeah.
Okay. So now for what you put between these
What do you put
crepes.
between these?
Okay, remember I was talking about pastry cream versus whipped cream? Oh my God, I really had some anxiety about what I was going to put in this. Should I do coconut? Should I do dairy? Should I do?
You had
I,
me going too.
yeah, I didn't know until the day I made it. I prepared kind of for almost anything because I didn't know what I was going to do, and I kept reading conflicting things. There's chantilly cream, which
Right.
is like a sweetened whipped cream. I think, pastry cream, which is kind of like a
Okay.
custard.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to see what this thing was called. Diplomat cream, which is pastry cream plus whipped cream. And then sometimes they use cream cheese, mascarpone filling. It's just,
There were an endless amount of fillings to choose from.
and I got really overwhelmed. That's when I was like, I texted you. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to make crepes. Overwhelm. The possibility for overwhelm is imminent. Okay, so what I did when I was surfing around looking at different recipes, I found a crepe cake from Martha Stewart. I took inspiration from her. I think she had layers with lemon curd and then other layers that had that mascarpone whipped cream situation going. That's what she did. So I took the inspiration and I made a big bowl of whipped cream using lactose free heavy cream. And then I split it. I scooped out half. Had two bowls of whipped cream. With one of the bowls, I mixed vanilla bean paste, plus mascarpone cheese. And I just kind of used my rubber spatula and like folded it in and mixed it well together. Then the
Okay.
other half the whipped cream, I mixed in the same weight, 50 grams, I think it was, of lemon curd, which I bought. I did not make it. I just tell you right now, I was not fucking around and making lemon curd. I bought
Thank you.
it in a little jar of it at the store. Instead of like Martha had done a layer of curd, I mixed my curd with whipped cream. So I alternated the two fillings, the whipped cream plus
No
mascarpone vanilla
shit.
with whipped cream and lemon curd. Did you taste any of that when you ate it?
So I was like, something is like whipped cream, but there's whipped cream and I did not pick out that there were two different layers.
I was hoping I could pick out the flavor, but apparently not. Maybe I needed more lemon.
Maybe I needed to eat it slower also.
That's a challenge.
This was freaking amazing. Oh my God, did this taste good?
I loved it too. So what you do when you put it, obviously you put a crepe down, you put a little scoop of filling, and you don't want it to go all the way to the edge because you don't want it to squish out. So you kind of
Exactly.
spread it a little bit, put
Okay.
another crepe on top and press it down a bit so that it
Okay.
is stable and kind of sticks the two together. And then you keep doing this, keeping in mind, like I said, the sizes of your crepes, alternating if you have some small ones so they kind of get stuck in the middle. And then at the end, dust some powdered sugar over the whole thing. And then you can chill. You have to chill it for at least
Oh,
2 hours
okay.
or overnight.
Okay.
And then you can slice it just like a cake slice. Oh,
I
it just
couldn't
looks so
believe
cool.
how easily and how well this sliced because I was kind of having that like as I served it up when you brought it over to our house and it got eaten fast. I was like, when I went to cut it in half, I was like, oh, is this gonna like, you know how sometimes you cut into a cake or something and it just kind of like smushes everything out and slides around? And I was like, oh, I gotta be so careful. But this cut so smooth and like perfectly. And there was no slipping or smushing. All the layers stayed like beautifully apart. It didn't look like, wow. Like
Yeah.
it was,
And they
this was
actually turned out quite
incredible.
even,
Oh,
the
so
layers.
even.
I'm like
Yeah.
all amazed at myself right now. I'm like, I did that.
Oh, well, as my kids always say, Mom, you cook savory foods good, but Heather's the much better baker.
No, I'm not though.
Oh, but in this house, you have you hold like they saw it and they were like, "Oh, of course Heather made this." And I was
That
like,
is
"Indeed."
not,
I love that this is like they're like, "You do this good, Mom, but Heather's baked goods are just the best."
it's
And like
not.
so
And
good.
the beauty of it is you don't have to bake anything. Once you've made all those crepes, then it's just assembly.
And what you did for this filling worked fantastically because it didn't make the crepes mushy or like,
Mhm.
it could make them soggy if it was too wet. But like all those crepes were like when you bit, oh, the texture when you bit it. Oh, everything about this was just so fucking good, Heather. Oh my God.
Yay. Well, I think also that chilling it to set it is important. Well, and make sure your crepes are cold when you start to assemble. Don't have warm crepes. Because if you tried to slice it right after you assembled it, I think it would be too soft and sliding. I think you need a bit of time for the cream to kind of like sets a bit in there. The mascarpone, I think, helps it be a bit more stable too. So if you're worried about just doing the cream, but I mean, lemon curd doesn't do that. Lemon curd is quite soft and moist. So I
Slippery.
was worried about the lemon layer. I was worried it was going to be too soft. But then I thought, hey, if Martha did it and it worked, she wouldn't steer me wrong, would she?
If Martha can do it, then so can I.
Why not? And
Ah,
also, I told like, don't let it sit till tomorrow. Like, eat it. It's something that you want to assemble, chill, and eat because the crepes do get a bit soft.
this was incredible. This was so very good. This will be what I make for a birthday cake this year.
And there's so many filling ideas I came across. Like, there's so many different things you could do if you just get creative with it.
But what you did, I think, was just like brilliant. Oh my God, it was why isn't there any more? I want to taste it again.
I know. So do I. Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, oh, I wish I could eat it today.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, that was
Wouldn't,
incredible.
wouldn't it be cool if you, I don't know, if you had a little pan, like a individual size pan to make crepes? I mean, it would take a while, but what if you made an individual size crepe cake, a little bitty crepe cake? Wouldn't that just be like so fancy?
And like little personal
Yeah,
cakes,
little
like almost
personal
a
crepe
petite
cake.
four, but
Yeah, you could
crepe
do it
cake.
shorter, but like and small, and just like a little piece. Oh my god, it would be adorable. Now I need to
Mm.
get a nonstick pan. Yay,
Oh,
success.
I can't even, Heather. Can't even. Too good. And now for the fine print. Links to recipes and other things we talked about in this episode can be found in the show notes or on our website, www.threekitchenspodcast.com. Come say hello on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, and TikTok. We'd love to connect. And if you enjoy the show, pass it on. Word of mouth is the #1 way people learn about new podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Especially if you're making 1,000 of these puppies.
Or a million.
Or
Jeez.
1,000,000.